Alright, what is good? What is good? What is good? We here. King of Prussia Mall. At the cop. Get a couple pairs. Yeezys. You know what it is. So I had to come down here and get my pair because I had till 6 o'clock today to get it. Man, the grind don't stop. This ain't gonna be no mall vlog because I don't got time for that. But I got 2 more pairs coming in. Hopefully by Tuesday. By Friday, I expect everything to come in. And if all is right, I should have at least 5 pairs. Might be 5 pair of Yeezys. Might be, I don't know. It's your boy Magnificent, again, here at the King of Prussia Mall. It's too big to be doing some mall vlog. This mall is huge. Huge. So, I'm gonna catch you on the flip side. See you later. Yo. Ha ha. Magnificent. Alright, what is good, YouTube? It's your boy Magnificent coming back. Honestly, this is a surprise video. So, I'm winging this. I'm going to do this review because I see certain things. There's certain things I saw when I went to my local mall, King of Prussia in Pennsylvania. And you probably saw the video of me picking it up and heading home, which I am here now. So, one of the things that kind of shocked me when I got to the mall, if you know about the Yeezy 350 Citrins that released today, which I have right here, and the Clouds that released on Saturday. So, one of the things that popped out to me was the fact that there was a kid that had the Clouds on, and there was no 3M on the lacing system. Now, you got to keep in mind, I'm surprised these are the Lundmarks, right? So I'm surprised that these are not as high. Not to say it should be like astronomical or in terms of pricing, but the fact that these feature those 3M laces. Now, these are the non-reflective, which I'm trying to wrap my head around non-reflective and reflective. I mean, just because the upper, like the prime knit upper of these Yeezy 350s are all reflective, that makes it reflective. But the lacing system in the Lundmarks, and I think it's 3 other versions of the 350 that have reflective laces, are considered non-reflective, even though the upper is non-reflective, but the laces are. So I don't I don't understand or grasp the concept of it. But what I'm saying is, if you look on resale companies, StockX, eBay, whoever you want, and you look at, like, I'm giving an example, like the Lundmarks, where it does have reflective 3M on the laces, just not the upper. They're going for, at least for now, they're going for a low price. Now, what people don't know, you may or may not know, like I said, the Citrins and the Clouds that I hopefully get to have by Friday here on the channel, they don't feature that. It's literally just the shoe. It doesn't look exactly like this Lundmark. Like, I know a lot of people like to make that comparison, but I saw the Clouds, again, somebody else was wearing it. I saw the Citrins. Now, it's similar in terms of the midsole, where that creamy, milky, where the boost is, the Yeezy boost and the Adidas boost, where it is on the midsole. I can understand that, where it's similar there, and actually it's even similar on the bottom, but who looks on the bottom of a shoe? Where there's subtle differences is the upper design. And again, I'll do this actually on the Superzoom camera. You know how I do Superzoom, so you can see the differences between the Lundmark and the Citrins. But the lining. So the lining on the Citrins, they're like lime green. And even on the, take this out, even on the inside where it says Adidas Yeezy, where it says, this looks more of like a grayish color inside. I think in here it's like a lime green. So it's almost like, it says Citrin, but I think of like citrus. So think like lime. It's kind of like a limeish colorway on the lining of the upper for these. So without that, well, actually, with all said and done, let me just go into this bag. So again, it's from Foot Locker. And what happened was, long story short, I hit on the Foot Locker app for one of the most popular malls in Pennsylvania, King of Prussia. So I picked up a pair on my size, but for those that don't know, the beaming, that whole 4-digit code, so you don't have to travel to the store per se, just be careful because there's certain stores where you automatically it'll automatically just give you that extra 10 minutes. And people may or may not know what I'm talking about, but I'll actually have it here on the video screen. That's a screenshot. But you normally go into the Foot Locker app. You, depending on how much you spend in a 2-month span, I think it's $400. You can get a 9-minute head start max. But if you go to the store physically and you're within that Bluetooth kind of beaming signal, wireless signal, it'll give you an extra minute. Now, normally you can ask them and they'll give you the 4-digit code. But lately they have been automatically turning it on, meaning as soon as your phone gets within proximity of that beaming store, whatever store you're going to, that's going to give you that extra minute. As soon as you open up the app, boom, you're going to notice that it just automatically gives you the 10 minutes for you. So just be careful because that just means what? I don't have to tell you what the 4-digit code is. I'm automatically going to connect to your phone. You're automatically going to get that minute, and you're going to automatically get out the store. So that's just a short story. That's what happened to me when I went to Foot Locker. So, but anyway, this is the Citrins, right? Straight from Foot Locker. Got the Foot Locker bag. There we go. Size 13. And you can see the RF sticker that is currently on there. Now, before I get into this box, I want to let you know, like, how this week, this is what I hope to have in stock. 2 size 13s in the Citrins. I hit on 2 8.5s for the Citrins, but I hit on size 13 2 pairs for the Cloud. So hopefully all this stuff will come in, and then I can take a nice little quick picture. But you can see right here, this is size 13 for the Citrins. It has the RF. Let's get into the box and see what this is all about so I can show you the comparison between the Citrins and the Lundmarks. We're getting it on right now, and of course, you can tell they dug themselves into this box. But who cares? So these are the Citrins, right? Now, most people should have their pairs, I'm going to say by Thursday or Friday this week. Like if you ordered off YeezySupply.com, whether it be Adidas, it doesn't matter. Either you're going to see it first come in the mail, unless you did expedited shipping. But if you did the free shipping, you should see your shoe by Thursday or Friday this week, if not early next week. But these are the Citrins. You can see the subtle differences, like I said, between the two. This is the Lundmark right here. Here's the Citrins. Now, even when you look at the back, right, you can see that you notice that this has like a darker creamish color to it, and this is like a lighter cream. You may or may not be able to see it, but it's not. I know it looks quote unquote exactly the same, but it's not. Obviously, this is like a darker on the heel. This is darker than this, but this is what I was talking about. So you can see that in the Citrins, it has a different upper prime knit design versus the Lundmarks. Now, the colorway it has to be. This is what I was talking about, that lining where it's just lime green, right? And then this is like a brownish, creamish color combination. So I do like the Lundmarks. That's the reason why I got these, because these are like a neutral color for me. It goes pretty much with anything. The Citrins, on the other hand, I feel like if I have something lime green to mix with this, I could rock it out. But I mean, it's a Yeezy, so people will wear it with anything. You can't wear anything, but the subtle differences that you'll notice, like I said, is the prime knit. You notice the design is a little bit different, and I say a little bit. But you'll know that these are the Citrins basically because of that lining right here. It's green. It's literally green. You can see this for yourself. It's green. My wristband that I wear that has Jamaica on it, it's green. But this is like a lighter lime green. You can't miss this. And obviously, when you look at the actual laces, Lundmarks have the reflective, and the Citrins do not. It looks like it's basically the same colorway you will find on the inside of the shoe. It's more of like a dark. Let me see if I can take out the lining here. Oh, I can. So easy. So this is what I was talking about. Actually, let me take this out too. So here's the Lundmarks, right? So in the insole on the Lundmarks, you can see that, like I said, it's got that gray Yeezy Adidas. It's typical Yeezy 350 insole. But when you go into the Citrins, this is lime green, and it's more of I want to say like a tannish color. So if I'm looking at the shoe though, quite honestly, I think that there is some 3M in the Citrins. And when I do the super zoom, I'm going to see 3M where I would normally see 3M in most Yeezy 350s. On the inside towards the heel is probably going to be 3M. We'll see that when we do super zoom. So, like I said, hopefully, for those that didn't know, I think people were bummed out with the fact that the laces and the Citrins and the Clouds, they do not come with 3M laces, and I think people were kind of bummed out about that. Me personally, that type of stuff doesn't bother me. If it does, it does. It doesn't, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it's a Yeezy 350, and you got to keep in mind, there's only what? There's about, after the Citrins and the Clouds, I think there's one last one. There's a black one that's coming out in December. Kind of like, and what sucks is that it's going to come out like around where the breads are probably going to be doing early releases, the Jordan 11 breads. So it's gonna suck. December's gonna suck bad, and you're gonna have deep. You better have deep pockets because there's some heat coming out in December. But the fact that there's only about what 350 versions or 3 Yeezy 350 versions left in the year because they're gonna again transition to the V3 in January, where some people there were some mixed reactions, and some people couldn't wait for him to move from the V2 to go to the V3. But when they saw the V3 design, the Yeezy 350 V3, it was like combination of So for those that you haven't gotten a Yeezy 350 V2, now's your chance to get it before it. I want to say that it may restock in the future, but I really don't see them restocking something that's a previous version. It's almost like saying, okay, I got the Paul George PG 3s, but there's a restock of the PG 2.5s. It just doesn't make sense. So your boy Mel never said, let's get to the Super Zoom of the Citrins. I will do an on feet at the end. You know how I do. And let me tell you right now, I tried these on in the stores. If you tried the Lundmarks, you tried the Citrins, they're the exact same thing. There's no difference with just the colorway. The colorway and the naming convention, the only difference is between the Lundmark and the Citrins. In terms of fitting, sizing, it's the same thing. I normally wear 12 and a half, but I decided to wear a size 13. And like I said, for some people that have like the narrow feet, little small feet towards the end, this is good for them because if you notice, it points out towards the end on the toe. It's not wide, so you have to kind of think maybe go a size up because it can get cramped right in there. And I think that's where on the V3s, the 350 V3s, it's a little bit wider. So your boy Mo never said, I got the cloud. I don't have the clouds just yet. Still waiting on confirmation. Me, I don't get excited until I see shipping and it's on its way. I've seen plenty of people get confirmation from Yeezy Supply. I've seen plenty of people get confirmation from Adidas. That doesn't necessarily mean you got the shoe just yet until you see that shipping, it's on its way, and it's whether it be through FedEx or UPS, and then it's actual at the house. That's when you know you got the shoe. Because even when FedEx is giving it to you or UPS, wherever shipping through, some things can happen, and I know let's keep it 100. We know some things can happen between the time it takes to leave the warehouse from whether you got it from Adidas or whether you got it from Yeezy Supply to the time it gets to your house. Something can happen in between. I'm just saying. So I don't count my. I was trying to say I don't. I don't want to say that. I don't assume that I'll have that shoe here just because I have it ordered and I got an email. I want this shoe physically in my hand before I say yes, I got the shoe. Why? Because it's in my hand. So your boy Mo never sent the Lundmarks. Look, don't sleep on these shoes. I think on most resale stores. Most resale businesses have this at a reasonably priced. It's reasonably priced for now. I think it's gonna go once people realize it's 3M on here, but not 3M on here. Change the laces from here to here. I don't know. Do what you want. But your boy Mo never said, I'm out. Let's get to the Super Zoom on these Citrins right here. Give you that little 360 before I get into it, and you can see like there's no obviously pull tab on the Citrins or the Clouds. But I'm a fan of the Yeezy 350s. I feel like they're comfortable to me. That's why I wear them. Now, there's subtle differences between the two. Not too big. I don't care. It's a Yeezy 350. Come on. Can't lose. Your boy Mo never said, let's get to the Super Zoom. All right, YouTube. So let's just look at the Super Zoom version. And you can see like these are the Lundmarks, right? So I'm going to kind of make this like real quick. So the Lundmarks have this reflective pieces on the lace system. You don't see it on the uppers, and apparently that's what makes this thing go from the value of $230 to like $900 because this prime knit upper is not 3M. You can see like it's prime knit, but it doesn't have this material that you see on the laces all around the upper. So that's the Lundmark. But let's look at the Citrins. So the Citrins is pretty much prime knit, but when you look at this up close, this is why I like doing super zoom. So from the naked eye, if you're looking at the Citrins, yes, to many it looks like the same exact thing like the Lundmarks, blah 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 blah. Excuse me. But once you do a super zoom, you can see that the color variations on the lining right here. So I want to say like this is kind of like a mesh, but you can see how this is like a lime green, like a citrus lime green going around here, and this is like a darker, what I say, brownish color mixed with some gray. But then you look here, right, in this portion of the prime knit of the upper for the Yeezy 350 Citrin, you can see there are hints of lime green mixed with gray. So, and of course there's some fusion going on between this side and this side. Now, if I look at, let me just put this to the side, and let me put this here. So actually no, it make more sense to do it this way. So let's look at the Lundmarks, which is on this side, and the Citrins. A lot of people are saying like these things are similar. Well, I mean, you be the judge. Here's the Citrin on this side. So you can see the color combination on this side. And then you can see the Lundmarks, which is on this side. Now, from the naked eye, yeah, it may look like it's the same, but here on Miltnificent's YouTube channel, where I feature super zoom, so you can see that yes, it is not exactly the same. There are different color variations on the upper, at least from what I can see on the Citrins, that kind of make it distinct from these Lundmarks right here. So without further ado, I'm actually going to go around. Let me just go around the shoe real quick so I can see if there's anything that I notice. Yeah, outside you can definitely see the color variations between one side. It's almost like Two-Face, right, from Batman. So you can see like the lime green on the heel and your normal tan on the other side. With the Lundmarks, it's not really split in half. It's different designs, but the colorway is exactly the same on the Lundmarks. That's why you gotta, when you look at something from the naked eye, yeah, it's gonna look, these are the Lundmarks right here. It's gonna look like, yeah, this is exactly the same. But if you look at it carefully here on my channel, you can see right there is the Citrins. It ain't exactly the same. So I wanted to kind of clear that myth, because people were saying it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. And it clearly shows on these Citrins. Now, when I get the clouds in, the clouds hopefully should be here by Friday, and I'll do the review on that. And you can see that these are the basic laces that come with the Citrins. They do not have the 3M reflective design like they do on the Lundmarks, even though those are quote-unquote non-reflective shoe. But, you know, you can see from the color variations of the Citrins, it's not that bad. I really like the shoe because I'm an Eagles fan, and guess what? This is going to go good with some of my Eagles gear. So your boy Miltnificent, let's do the on feet so you can see these on feet, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.